with enough time.
Okay.
Hi, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Wednesday get together. I'm going to call it our Wednesday Zoom get together, where we do trainings, and sometimes we just have a good brainstorm and sizzle. So tonight, I thought, since I know Christmas, like I know one of you team members will tell me how many weeks it is till Christmas. Because I know the onliners usually know.
I would reckon probably, since this is week 1 of period 9 and there are 13 periods, I would reckon there's probably about 18 weeks till Christmas.
18
129 days.
Thank you.
What did Louise say?
129 days.
All right, what's that, Louise?
Yeah.
I usually work with that out in my calculator. It sounds like more than days. 129 days seems like a long time away, but it isn't. But we're already nearly at the second last week in August. Time just goes whizzing past, and the Christmas sale products are out. And I know many of you, especially online, are using these. So what I thought we could brainstorm about tonight, as you know, I'm sick of my own voice. As you may also be sick of my voice. Hope not, because you're going to hear a lot more soon when we're at Birmingham. But I thought what we could do is have a kind of sizzle stroke brainstorm of Christmas retail and sponsoring ideas. Right, and so I'm not going to choose anybody, just shout out, unless I have to start the ball rolling. Right, we used to say I'll start the ball rolling, but we really should be doing this all time of the year, is demonstrating the Christmas products. I'm too ahead of myself. Does somebody want to jump in here? Because we've not even got the Christmas products to demonstrate. If this has been a really bad choice, the subject matter, then let's change it. You know, it doesn't have to be formal. It's a sizzle, but am I too soon for Christmas, guys?
No, the Christmas sale's now out though, and half of our team have been advertising the Christmas sale and getting sales already. The duvet sets, and people are selling Christmas cards already, and some of the toys and stuff like that. Some people have started already some people have finished their Christmas shopping.
I know. So, that's our catalogue customers. It buys everything in January out of the sales.
Yeah. So the Christmas demos could possibly start with people that are selling from the Christmas sale already. It could start with a what's in the box video on your group. Yeah. You know, because if people are looking at, you know, a batch of products sitting on your carpet or whatever, and they're seeing that, you know, the wee Westie duvet and the wee kitten duvet set and stuff like that, people are already buying that kind of thing. And the personalised products, people are buying those wee pencil cases and things like that for stocking fillers.
So who thinks it's too early to start talking about Christmas? Because I'm happy to change the subject to anything that you want to choose. So I agree with Kate.
No, I think it's fine, because if you're brainstorming ideas and stuff, you're going to have the book at goes to the end of the month, at the very beginning of the next month anyway. So
we should at least be thinking about it, so that we can hit the ground running.
What I've changed the title to, well, I've just ad-lib. I've changed it to being prepared for Christmas, but it doesn't really have to be about Christmas. But sometimes we get into the Christmas comes, we get all these lovely products which are going to be coming probably at the end of this month, beginning of September. And I'll tell you what initiated this, and I had a quick message to Kate, and she thought it was a great idea. Thank you, Kate. What initiated this was the fact that we go to Birmingham, we get the Christmas products, we get really excited about them, and then we go out into the Christmas period. But there's lots of things that we can do in preparation to make the most of the Christmas period. You know, for example, I'm going to throw it out there, but we need to let customers know that there's limited stock. you
Yeah.
know, the products come out and then this beginning of September, but we don't know what's going to sell, and there'll be limited stock, so get products now. So anybody want to give a tip on that? Kate, you know I'm looking at you. Don't worry if you
Yes,
don't.
I do. I will. My order arrived about half an hour ago, and I had ordered some of these little Christmas sale books. What I'm planning to do with them at the moment is I'm not going to put them in the catalogues just yet, but what I'm going to do is put them in with the orders, just with a wee sticker on saying, you know, Christmas is coming. This is the sale initially while we clear the decks for new stock coming in 2 weeks' time. If there's anything you'd like from this. Also another WhatsApp broadcast as well, just to let the customers know that it's coming. Although I haven't seen any specific Christmas adverts on the telly at the moment, there was about an hour ago, there was a Vodafone advert on the telly, and they weren't talking about Christmas, but the scene of the advert was somebody standing in their garden surrounded by fairy lights that were clearly for Christmas. So the suggestion is starting to come in now. So, you know, for some people, Christmas is a surprise every year. It shouldn't be. It's always the same date. But
For me, it is.
yeah, but I mean, but people, you know, if they'll buy what we show them, basically. So if we show them, you know, makeup, they'll buy makeup. If we show them Christmas, they'll buy Christmas. If we show them personalised, they'll buy personalised. They'll buy what we show them. And people have a budget. I don't know whether anybody else has noticed this, but people have got a budget to spend maybe every month in the catalogue. And whether you've got 10 catalogues or 2 catalogues or 1 catalogue, if they're going to spend a tenner, they'll spend it from what you show them. So I think one of the things people usually start buying quite early is Christmas cards.
Yeah.
And they're in this little sale book. So, you know, it's just a case of, you know, starting it gradually and just making sure people know what we have and that we've got a business. But I think it is important to say things will sell out before Christmas, because they always do.
Yep, definitely. And what you brought to mind, and I don't want to hog this, please shout out, but we're also talking about sponsoring. And just before we started to record, one thing we were talking about, apart from pajamas, was now I've forgotten that I've mentioned pajamas, was the fact that everything was so much more expensive. We didn't go into a great detail, but everything is more expensive. You go for a coffee, you go for a lunch. I mean, I went to a little place called the Livingston Inn to meet Janice and the team, and we were only having a coffee, but I glanced at the menu and it was £9.95 for a burger and chips. Now, I will tell you, this is a very lovely little village pub restaurant with good food, but a burger and chips at £9.95. And I've noticed that wherever I go, people are shoving their prices up to try and compensate for their losses during COVID. I'm not sure if that's the right road to go down.
Nope.
However, in saying that, people who are thinking about Christmas, and we may be ahead of the game. And there's other couple of things I did want to chat about tonight anyway, but we may be ahead of the game. But people are thinking about, how am I going to pay for Christmas?
Yep. So they want to spread the cost. Yep.
Spread the cost, but I'm thinking about.
But they're also looking for a way to pay for it. Yep.
Sorry, I'll put spread the cost down so we can talk about that. You can cover that better than me at some point. But then it's also a bit more complex to spread the cost one with the selling and the products, which we will cover. But to me, if like Kate said, the guys in the garden, the Christmas lights are there, people are starting to think, I know it's scorching weather, which is unusual in Scotland in August, but Christmas is just round the corner. How are we going to pay for it? So to me, I would be putting sponsoring posts and adverts out there, you know, about how to pay for Christmas, beat the bills, things like that. So I want to move on to somebody else though. Anybody else want to talk about anything else or on the Christmas subject? If not, I have got a subject. That's good. We're small team of leaders, but it's also good for people who are watching the recorded ones and who are out there blanket dropping with the catalogues. Right, as you know, we have got quite a lot of catalogues, which can confuse a new distributor or somebody who's blanket dropping. So for all you retailers here, who most of you are in the top 20, if not the top 50, if not the top 20, I would like to go ask each of you individually, and I'll just start with who's in my eye line. So Kevin and Lisa, you're at the top right. I can see you first. Hello. Right, there's lots of catalogues. For retailing, could you have a chat? If I was a new person watching this video, what you would recommend?
What would I
What
recommend?
would I recommend?
On books?
How many? What
What, on
books?
books?
Basically, what books are you putting in your pack? And
What books?
We do the House Proud,
yep,
the Using Yours, the Beauty, and the Personalisation.
And that's it.
That's it.
yeah.
I don't do the new one because that to me is just a repeat. There's only 4 new products in it. I don't do the new one. But you know our opinion, Lynn, on the
Your
amount of
opinion on
books.
books. Yeah.
You know ours.
No,
That's it.
yeah.
We don't do aromatherapy. We don't do the Serenity because we just don't find it doesn't sell where we are.
Don't
We just don't do it,
apologise.
have we? We've put them in before and they just don't sell
Got
it.
it.
We don't.
I'd go for 4 quarters. It's 4, isn't it?
Yeah, we only had the
Four-
personalisation on Monday
Yeah.
when we got them.
4
No,
core,
Tuesday. We did
4 or
them.
5 core books.
I
That's
agree.
what we-
Easy to make up, easy to put out, and you're looking for core customers, what I call core customers, which are customers going to buy more cleaning products than anything else because they become repeat customers, and they're the ones you want.
We haven't had personalisation yet. They only went. We got them delivered on Tuesday, so we
Right.
won't. I don't know of any results yet until
We're
we put them on.
experimenting.
We're experimenting with that.
You'll
but
get
we're
sales.
open. That'll be all right. But we only put them in. I only got them Tuesday. They've only just gone in, so I don't know
Yeah.
about that one yet. That's
You'll
an
get
experiment,
sales.
but yeah.
You'll get sales. The
We
one
did off the last one.
We did off the last one. The only thing we had problems with was the delivery. People didn't want to pay for the delivery when you're coming to the door. So hopefully this time we're hoping that them customers who said that before, now there's free delivery. We're hoping now they're going to want to buy personalisation again.
Yeah, it's
free to the door.
keep it simple. That's my advice. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Totally.
Beauty is one of our sellers though. We do sell a lot of beauty. We do sell
Really?
a lot of beauty, yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell I have no idea what we sell.
There's never an order with no beauty and bath
Listen.
bombs in. We never have an order without beauty and bath bombs. Take it from me, we don't.
No, we don't.
We
Jay-
don't. I
BJ
don't. I like
BJ
it all.
not on tonight, but her established customer base, she also says that she was surprised that how many beauty sales she gets.
Yeah.
Right, I'm in agreement with what you guys says, the core books. What I will do is, before I ask the next person, is there are a lot of books, but there are the core books. And as Kevin and Lisa said, you know, like a lot of the products are in the main books. So if you listen to your sponsor, I would agree with Kevin and Lisa, that's the 4 main books that you would use, that the ones that are in your retail pack. And then we can chat as the Zoom goes on how you can expand it from there. Kate, I'm going to give you a rest, even though you're next in my line, and I'm going to pick Louise. You're quite interesting because you're mostly online, so this will be really exciting because there's loads of books and loads of products. How does the online team look at that?
Well, I've
Yeah.
got all of them here apart from Serenity, I think. I make them up and I give them out with every order. Unless it's a repeat customer, obviously they didn't get them, but they get a new one when it comes out. But quite often I get people asking in my group for catalogues, and I always ask them,
Yep.
do they want digital link, do they want paper copies? And a lot of people still like a paper copy actually, so I have posted catalogues out to people that are in my group as well. But yeah, I mean, 9 times out of 10, I think giving them to people when they order as well, it they do look through it, because I would say 9 times out of 10 I do get an order back from them. within the next couple of days. So they have had a look, because as Kate says, obviously, like, and we spoke about this when there was that last incentive on the like the Viva MK products, and obviously, like, for people maybe giving out catalogues, unless you've got a flyer in there or something specifically offering or promoting the Viva MK products, or offering a promotion with them or something, you can't kind of guarantee that that's what your customers are going to order. But when you're online, if you're whatever you're advertising,
That's right.
that's what they're seeing. So obviously, I deliberately targeted the Viva MK products that period. I'm not saying I didn't advertise other stuff. I did. I flung the odd DV set in or something else in, but I didn't advertise the Clean Easy cleaning products, for example, because that, to me, that was just that. I was wanting them to buy Viva MK stuff, so that's what I advertised. And I mean, obviously, it worked. But so yeah, so they do see. They're seeing what you're advertising, so that's either they're wanting to buy it or they're not wanting to buy it. So therefore, if you give them a catalogue, because obviously we know with Facebook, if they're no on it at a specific maybe time of day when you're posting or whatever, sometimes they're not going to see what you've posted that day, or they're not going to see all your ads for that day. So giving them a catalogue with their order does encourage them to then have a browse, and they might see stuff that they've never seen on your group. You know, and it might not be because you've no advertised it, it might just be the luck of the draw that they've just not seen it.
Yeah.
But to be fair, there is lots of products now, so the chances of having advertised every single one of them.
That's just what I was going to say. Yeah, you've never advertised everything, I know.
It's possible, which is good. I hope that all these wee notifications don't show my recording. It's kind of exciting, but just for the benefit of anybody's watching the video, Louise and her team, actually most of her team, do sell online. So if you're selling online, you can put all the products there. But what Louise was talking about there specifically is she does give to her customers. Now, this is not the drop ship customers that we post the pack out to. We tick the little box and Viva send the pack out, which will be the 4 core catalogues that Kevin and Lisa talked about. This is when Louise sells online. Tell me if I'm wrong, Louise. Deliver the products, and if it's a new customer, they'll get the catalogue pack with everything you can possibly give them by the sounds of it.
I mean, obviously, like if somebody new in my team was asking about giving catalogues, I wouldn't say to them, go and buy every single pack of catalogue.
No,
I mean, I would say, you know, build it up over time, buy what you can, or what you want to buy. Because as we know, we do get offers for maybe some freebies or some cheaper catalogues and stuff. So that's the time to kind of build it up. But talking of catalogues, actually, Instagram has been quite popular for getting catalogues out there, believe it or not.
Ooh.
Even although I can say to people in my story, like, you know, you go to the bio bit and the link's there for the website, my website, and you can see, well, can't quite see everything because it takes up photo forever, but there's a lot on it. Do you know what I mean? There's a lot on my website, and there's certainly enough to be going on with. But the amount of them that'll still, if I pop up a who would like a catalogue post, the people that respond to that is unbelievable. I get a bigger response on Instagram than I do on Facebook. Asking for catalogues, and the majority of them want a paper copy. They didn't want a digital link. So that's quite interesting, really, because people go on about, you know, we live in a digital world and XYZ, but people still like
they like getting post.
They
don't like the postman walking past or just bringing a bill. They want something.
Quite like the postman walking
I think as well, though, they like someone to browse if they sit down with a cup of coffee.
Absolutely.
I mean,
they do.
So.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I'm a browser. I'm a catalogue browser. I look at them online and I see the lovely products, but you know what happens when you look online sometimes, and I'm just giving you my personality. Oops, it's telling me my battery's going to die. What happens online is you maybe get distracted and go elsewhere, whereas if you've opened up a catalogue, you can go back to it. So it's different strokes for different folks. Yep. But that's a catalogue pack. And I liked what you said there, Louise, as if you're retailing the catalogues door to door, stick to what I would say, and let's see what everybody else says. Stick to what Kevin and Lisa said. The 4 core books that are in your kit, which will be the House Proud, the You and Yours, which will get updated, but they're pretty similar. Very few products go to stock. You've got your makeup and you've got your personalised. But if you're selling online and if you're doing door to door and you start to build a customer base, you may get just one pack to give to your customers of all the other ones. Now, I'm talking about keep me right here, guys, because I'm losing track. There is the well-being one. What's that called again?
The Serenity.
No,
Serenity one.
No, the Serenity one. Thank you, Kate. There's the other one with the
Aromatherapy.
There's the Believe in You.
Believe in You.
No, the
The
other two
aromatherapy.
outside the 4 core ones.
There's that celebration one. Viva and
Cel-
Kate celebration, the
that's the-
branded one.
The Celebration, the Serenity,
Yeah, the
things
branded
like
one.
that. The Serenity and the Celebration, if I'm getting this correct, these are things that you may decide to get just one pack, as Louise said, build up over a period of time. But the great thing, if you're not an online seller, the great thing about selling online is, Louise said, you can post whatever you want. And just like what Kate said, it goes side and side with what Louise said, is people do buy what we show them. So the more you show, the more they'll buy. Now, I realised the other night, last week, when my sound went, it was because I put my battery charger on, right? So now what I'm going to do is pick on somebody else. Nigel and Amanda, just to see what your thoughts are, what you do with your customers, what books you give them, while I go and get my charger.
Customers and Colbert, both.
I don't look that great up close. So what do you put in your packs?
If we're blanket dropping, we only use 2 books.
2 books. There you go.
Yeah. We may use it's always the main book.
Yeah.
And then it could be a beauty book with it. It all depends what we have in the house of what we've got left over from different times. So they'll get made up with a main book and a health and beauty book, or a main book and whatever was in season, like the gardening book. So we'll always have like 2 books, and they'll go out to just blanket dropping.
That way you're not losing too many books either.
And also they go further, because if someone's going to buy, they're going to buy, regardless of what's in your pack. So if you've got like 4 or 5 books in a pack going blanket dropping, for one, they're heavy, and for 2, it's a hell of a lot of books to lose, and you could be visiting more houses if you give them less books. So we always say split them up, and a new person, if they've got 4 lots of books, split them, go to so that you can go to more houses, and you haven't got to buy as many things. But then once we've established our customer base, they get all the books apart from Serenity. The only reason I don't buy Serenity is because I've got to go somewhere else to buy it. I can't just at a drop of a hat say, right, we need some of those and I'll have them on my doorstep tomorrow. I waited 2 weeks for the Serenity books to arrive, and once they arrived, I didn't really want them because I wanted them to change my front cover, but I run out of time. I already got a new catalogue before the Serenity actually got here, so I refused to buy those for that reason, because they're not available quick enough. But yeah, I use everything that Michael's printed. All my customer packs have got everything in them.
Right, so when you say your customer packs,
Yeah.
again, like I mean, I'm going to follow on what you said about your blanket drop-in, because I know Kate will chime in here as well. But just again to go back to like your like the new people, definitely, split your books. I think that's a great idea, and make the most of your mileage. But for your customers, when you say everything, it's clearly not the old ones. It'll be which ones?
Current ones, yeah. Like at the minute, we've got the gardening book, I call it.
There you
Um,
go.
We've got
And-
you and yours. We've got the new celebration one. We've got the makeup,
Personalised.
personalised,
House-
with and the house proud. So yeah, they're all in my pack for my customers.
Yep.
When you're
That's-
the ones who come out of date, I'll use them for the blanket dropping then.
Yeah.
Yep.
When we get the Christmas catalogue, all the gardening books will come out of the packs and go
Right.
for customer drops,
Blanket.
blanket drops, and then the Christmas one will be incorporated straight into the. So they always got the latest books,
Yep.
or the ones that's going out of date or nearly going out sort of thing. They just get chucked into the blanket drop pile.
Why it's not whatnot?
So yeah,
Yep.
we always make use of everything that we've got to the full.
What I will say, I mean, that's brilliant. Again, if you're new, the good news is though you may get a new book, but the old ones, generally, every single product's still available for a long
Yeah.
time. So the stock availability, unlike the olden days, whereas if a book went non-current, then everything would be out of
We
stock.
switch it off. Yep, that's right.
Switch off, as Kate says, but what Viva do is most of the products are current. Maybe the new one will have some more products in it and there might be the odd one, but that's the great thing. But I love that. That's absolutely brilliant. Thanks for sharing that. And just again, if somebody's watching the video, what is your personal retail? And I will go back to ask Louise and these guys as well, everybody else. What is your personal retail using this method?
Our highest personal retail was 3,000, nearly 4,000, I think it was.
It was just a teeny weeny bit away.
Yeah, I think it was 3,800 something, our highest.
And on average, it's about 2,500 to 2,800 a period. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah.
That system works. Louise, where's Louise? Because we never asked her. Where are you, Louise? And Kevin and Lisa will come to you guys as well. We use a slightly different system, but we use the same catalogues. Louise, what is your best retail or average retail? Because it's excellent. And this is
Personal
online.
Personal retail, do you mean? Well, the most, it's usually around about 1,000 each period on my group, and that's all my group. But the most I've done 1,600 all online.
All online.
Fabulous,
1,600.
isn't it?
Unbelievable. So you're working, if you're wondering if online works, then Louise is telling you it does. But when she says 1,000, she's always pretty much well over the 1,000 mark and has got many team members. Achieving more, actually. One team member who achieved more, Owen, is over, I don't know what his best month was, but maybe you can remember.
His best month would have been about 2,200, I reckon. He did
Oh,
that period. And that's a
just-
goal of mine just now. A goal of mine is to get to 2,000.
That's a good goal. Just to get Owen motivated, if you beat that, he'll kick in. You know what it's like, oh my God, she's beating me. But again, if you're new, and I don't keep talking about new, but these videos are on the YouTube channel and new people do watch them. If you are new, Owen is new to the business, about 15 months in the business now, 16 months, which we class as new. Mostly done online. However, every single catalogue, every single online customer gets a catalogue pack, and also a lot done on the the online Facebook group. Kevin and Lisa, we want to go back to catalogues. I feel like I'm doing one of these commentary things. It's quite powerful, actually. I feel like I've been watching too many YouTube videos. Now, I will say that Kevin and Lisa, although we're talking about the catalogue pack for new people, they actually don't do what most people do when they're blanket dropping, which is posting catalogues through letterbox. But anyway, Kevin and Lisa, what's your best period? And
About 13,
1300.
13 something.
1300 roughly.
Yeah, we're either just below 1,000 or
above it.
about 13, just over 13. It hovers between just below 1,000, back up to just over 13, and around there most of the time.
I mean, I have to say though, if we have any old books, if we buy them, what we tend to do is we tend to put them through letterboxes, advertising our online shop link on it, and also we always put an ad on them on like a sticker what says, if you'd like to run a business like this, or you like to sell products like this, we put an email address on it and just contact us.
Yeah, because
we kind of do both. That's the only time we put them out, when they're out of date.
Because we're putting them out of date and we're not fetching them back. We're using them as a leaflet.
If you know what I mean.
Effectively, because we're only presenting, so
that's the only time we will.
And we don't have many books over because we don't use many books.
No, but the ones we do have, we do advertise the online shop on them with also if you need extra income or you'd like to sell products like this, which we do, don't we?
Yeah.
Because we don't want the books back. That's the only time we put them through.
I don't want it back.
Yeah. And we sometimes put a flyer inside there as well, like beat the bills and stuff.
Put flyers in. So you're just getting the name.
And also you're getting
out there. You're getting the name out there, and then if you do go maybe 3 or 4 months later and present in that area, they have an inkling as to what you are doing.
Yep.
You know, they've already seen something similar.
Well, you always say we can't put them through customers. Though.
No, you
always go customer.
Leave our customers alone.
Because then we won't get the book back. But they're not customers we get them through.
No, and that's how we use them. And we do full packs. Well, as full as we do them. To even when I'm presenting, they have all 4 in. Right from the start. But I'm not going to lose that many.
We don't lose many.
No, I went out today and my strags are 3. And that's not customer based. That's a new drop. And I've only got 3 strags. So, you know, it's not quite the same.
Yep.
Stragglers for new people. But, you know, now the reason for that, though, again, if you are watching this video and you're new to catalogue retailing, is Kevin and Lisa, rather than posting catalogues through Letterbox, which is the choice of probably 95% of people in the business, they choose to knock the door and present it. And hopefully soon we'll get a wee training on how that works for them. But, you know, everything works. Everything works if you do it. And what I've loved there has been a variety of I do agree with everything. Kate, I've not spoken to you yet, but I know that you've got to agree with all of that because you do all of that.
Yeah, I have to agree with all of that. The last thing that Kevin and Lisa said there was about the sample catalogues that they're not looking for to get back. Now, I've recently restarted doing this, and this is like the very, very first edition of the the chemical catalogues, the oldest makeup books I've got, stuff like that I really don't need back. I've got a little flyer inside it introducing the business. Please contact us if you'd like an up-to-date catalogue. And a flyer for a sponsoring flyer as well. If you're looking for a second income, get in touch, etc. I've actually been a little bit lazy with that just now because I've not had an awful lot of time recently. So what I'm doing is when I'm out with my catalogues, if there's like 4 houses between me and the customer, I'll stick one of those in the 3 houses between me and the customer. So yesterday I put out 20. I mean, it's sheer laziness. I could go out with 100 and drop, put them through 100 doors, but I'm out doing my catalogues anyway. Two doors close together, one's a customer, one's not, put one of those through, and that's that. So yesterday was 29, last week was 22. I've got a bag of them in the car, and just wherever I go, this morning was 1. I've clicked my own enrolment link while I've been listening to this, and at the moment the starter kits need to be updated a little bit, because at the moment, if you're buying a catalogue kit when you register with the business, what they're giving you is the garden book, 100 garden books and 100 you and yours, and the bags and the order forms and everything. Now, I imagine that they will change that. They'll take the garden book out, they'll put House Proud in maybe, and they'll have still a variety for the starter packs, but that's what the company anticipate that people would be selling most of. But I completely agree. The 4 catalogues that Kevin and Lisa have said are probably the ones, that you're going to get most of the business from. However, I have 2 customers who have each bought more than £100 worth of Serenity. And last month when they got a pack without a Serenity, they both phoned up and said, can I not get those diffusers anymore? And I said, oh yeah, absolutely you can. I've got another customer, I had taken out the catalogue with the heart-shaped tea light holder on the front, which used to be the main book. And a customer who buys wax melts off me every month phoned me up and said, can I not get wax melts anymore? And I had them in the house, obviously, because I'm going to use them for sampling. So I gave her one and said, you can absolutely order these anytime you like. So, but people will buy what you show them, and it doesn't, you never know who's going to buy and, what you're going to show them. And Sarah, who's just rejoined our team, who's an English lady who lives in the Highlands of Scotland, she has been posting the Union Jack duvet sets all over selling groups in Scotland. And she didn't realise that in Scotland that can sometimes not be the best idea. And she went into a Renfrewshire group, and she put the Union Jack duvet sets in that, and she got the worst roasting of, it was horrible actually, the comments and stuff. The admin of the group chucked out everybody from the group who had commented negatively on her post just because it was bullying and they don't agree with it anyway. But what happened was, as the comments were coming in, and this is very rare actually, because you kind of get to know where you can post and where you can't, but every person that commented negatively or positively on her post kept it bumped to the top of the group. So by the time the admin of the group had deleted and blocked all the people who had slagged her off, she had sold 3 Union Jack duvets in that group, and within about an hour. And the admin of the group then she posted the Be Mine, I think, and the admin of the group bought the Union Jack and the Be Mine. So so you can turn a negative into a positive, but you never know. That isn't a product that I would concentrate on, but I know Frank sold loads of them.
He does that
because Frank's local to me, and he knows exactly where locally he could post that particular item safely, and he sold loads of them as well. So
I feel you need to explain the Union Jack.
In Scotland, there's a bit of sectarianism.
It's just for the benefit of our beautiful English teammates.
Yes.
It isn't because the Scottish people don't like the Union Jack. It is
some of them don't like it at all. Some of them live by it, but some don't.
What I'm trying to say is it's football. It's football orientated. It's football orientated. It's to do with football teams.
Yep.
It's nothing to do with the Union Jack. That's why certain areas of Glasgow, and need I say anymore, it's pretty annoying, but I actually managed to sell quite a few to the other football team that doesn't like them.
Yeah.
So, but that's a funny story where, like, it's a Union Jack. You threw me there because I didn't want to have to explain. I didn't want everybody thinking Scottish people hate the Union Jack.
No, not at all. A very small minority.
It is a certain football team,
yes.
And I'm not going to say which one, because I can't be bothered with the politics of football. But some fantastic tips there.
Yep.
Especially with the catalogues. If you're new and you're watching the video, speak to the person that sent you along to watch this video. If you're online or offline, you're doing the catalogues or doing online or offline, I'd maybe just have a wee look at, touching on both. Anybody want to give a great tip before we go? Because it started off with catalogues at Christmas, then I felt premature, and then next week or the next again week, you'll understand why I was premature. But we can follow this on with what Kate mentioned. We have lots of Christmas retailing ideas, and we will be showing you them in the next 2 or 3 weeks. But anybody got anything else they want to add, or they feel that I've missed about the catalogue retailing or the online side yet, or how we use the products, or just anything that you want to mention before we hit our target? I've never done it yet, but maybe we will.
Can I just
by 9 p.m.
Can I just reassure Kevin and Lisa that I guarantee you'll get personalised orders? I picked up
Yeah.
15 catalogues yesterday and had 3 personalised orders within the
We
catalogues.
did lose quite a few on that first
We-
lot saying we don't want it because you've got to pay for delivery.
Yeah, we did have them
We did
coming
have
in.
them,
Yeah.
but we've
Right,
lost
on
We
the
them.
sold
original
quite a lot out of
But
the
they
first
didn't want to
one.
pay.
Yeah.
But
The
I
delivery
didn't-
then
I
I
wasn't it?
started losing customers
Yeah.
Yeah.
who when they realised they had to pay
I never charged them.
for the delivery, they went off and didn't buy again,
Again.
full stop.
So we're going to
Yeah.
try and
So-
tap them up, aren't we?
So I basically thought, well, take it out for now and see what happens in the
Happens.
future.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a different version now.
Which
Yeah.
is a lot
So-
simpler.
We'll give it a
We're going to
try.
try and tap them up, aren't we? We're
I shall
going to
go
try
and,
and tap
I'll
them
go
up
and tap
again.
them up,
Tap them up again and say it's got
Yeah.
free delivery.
quite literally with me.
Yeah.
And,
that'd be
and
interesting.
the prices are cheaper.
The prices are great.
Yeah.
prices
Yeah,
are
prices
Yeah.
are.
Those little pencil boxes are lovely. They're £7.50 and there's 12 personalised pencils and a personalised lid. And
Yeah,
they're
I
beautiful.
ordered them because as Lynn knows, I do a lot of colouring. And I
Yes.
did put them on my Facebook page. I have Mrs. E written on them, and I have to say they're absolutely stunning with colouring.
They're
aren't
lovely.
They?
They're so
They
nice,
do,
aren't
but they
they?
glide
Lovely,
on the
though.
paper. I know
Yeah,
they
they
glide
glide.
on the paper. But we've
Mhm.
got the chopping board as well, haven't we? The kitchen board as well,
Got a chopping
and
board.
the pencils we've.
I don't
got
know
as
whether
well.
that's for my head though.
No, it might be, but no. But I ended up liking the stuff more in this catalogue than the other previous personalisation catalogue. I don't know why.
Me
I
too.
like this one better.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I'm loving the colours of the glasses.
Yeah.
You know, the glass. These are fantastic. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, it's priced to sell.
Yeah.
Price-
Yeah,
Right,
very
to
much
sell.
so.
Oh, and
Louise has sold loads and loads of personalised as well. What's your best
Oh,
seller
Louise.
personalised, Louise?
The best sellers, the pencils, by
Yeah.
far. But I think
Yeah.
that's the time of year. You know, the Scottish kids have just gone back
Gone back
to
to
school.
Mm.
Even although it's coloured pencils, I know, although I have had there's a discussion going on between customers in my group tonight on the post of the pencils about stocking fillers and stuff. So people are starting to think
Yep.
about Christmas and stuff as well. But no, the majority of stuff I've sold has been the pencils. I've had a couple of the rainbow glasses, I've had the gin glass, I've had the slate
Yeah,
thing. Oh no, the other
Mm.
bestseller has to be those garden stakes with the
Oh, the
slate
garden
thing.
stakes, yeah.
Loads of them because I posted that they would be ideal at the cemetery as well
Yeah.
as like a wee
oh, it
like
would be.
memorial thing, and I have sold loads.
Yeah,
Well, I want to buy
Mm.
two now.
yeah.
The majority
Because
of them
the
that I've
other
sold
thing is
have
as well
been
that
for the cemetery
unfortunately-
rather than garden.
Unfortunately, there's a little bit of theft from cemeteries and stuff like that, but that isn't an expensive item, and
No.
it's personalised. It's not doesn't just say mum or dad on it. It says
Yeah.
no. So
Yeah.
That's a good idea, Louise. For-
yeah,
that
Yeah.
I'm just in love with the personalised. The fact that you
Mm.
know, Kevin and Lisa, you're not on your own. I won't mention names. I'll let them say for themselves. But I've had a few people who catalogue retail saying, "I'm not putting the personalised in because of the £3,
Yeah.
blah blah blah." And some people take it on the chin if they've got high retail.
I
But
never
new
charged for it. But
new people
Yeah.
can't.
We took it out in the end, didn't we?
No, but
We
that's-
did.
I-
We did.
I-
We did remove the old one.
yep,
We did
Um,
remove it.
New people can't afford to take the £3 delivery charge on
No.
the chin. So just
No.
really excited. It's all done in-house, no extra delivery charge. I paid for my cutlery extra delivery charge and it came from the new delivery. I'm not going to ask for my £3 back, Michael. £3 is fantastic. And the fact that because Kate, I was speaking to Kate, I'm going to, we've not achieved our target to finish by 9, but I was
Really?
speaking to Kate, no, it's after 9. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, and what I was saying is, Kate, you know how long I've been going on about how brilliant the personalised is and how well it sells. And as I was talking to her, I glanced at a tiny little pink chair that had Grace on it. Grace just turned 14 and I got that personalised chair.
and she was a toddler. That's right.
They've all had the chair, they've all had the cutlery, That's how long I've been harping on about personalised products. I think there's a massive marketplace. It came into its own a little bit during the lockdown, especially more online because of the £3 charge was a bit more difficult with the catalogues, but the personalised is really popular. So since we've been talking about the separation between Scotland and England, guys, our kids are back to school now. Our kids and Gracie went back yesterday, and Rosie and April went back today. She's in the Borders. Now your kids don't go back for another 2 or 3 weeks. So what I'll say is get those pencils promoted to as many people as possible, because Louise found them a huge seller for the kids going back to school. I must admit, I've seen them. I was thinking, oh, we could have done with them just a couple of weeks sooner, because we start our school holidays a lot earlier than you. But that's lots of fantastic stuff tonight. Anybody want to add anything before we go? 'Cause that's always quite good news when we're trying to hit our target. Thank everybody. I think Mary. Raymond, do you want to add anything? I think Mary's lost her signal again. Raymond usually puts a wee bit in chat. Right, that's it. It was a great sizzle. If nobody wants to add anything, I'm going to pick Nigel and Amanda. No, Nigel, because Nigel just says good night. and waves. I'm going to pick, there's Raymond. No, I'm okay. Thanks, Raymond. Sorry, I didn't mean to miss you out there. Great new profile picture. Amanda, you're going to close the meeting because Nigel will just say good night. You don't
We on mute?
No.
No.
No, we're not on mute.
Well,
Right. Let's just go out there and just get all the go there.
Start again.
Oh, I don't know what to say. Yeah,
I took you off guard.
you did.
well,
You did.
this is the best time to start recruiting for
So
Christmas.
I can edit the first bit out.
Okay. This is the best time now to start recruiting for Christmas. So wherever you can get recruited for Christmas or Christmas in any of your advertisements online, in your books, anywhere, let's just start promoting it now.
Yep.
And let's all just focus on that and getting our sales. And I will see you all next week at 8 o'clock.
Yep.
See you next Wednesday.
Good night, everybody. Have a fantastic week.
Great week, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Nigel.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.